Hey guys, thanks for joining The Broken Dead today. We are talking The Walking Dead for season 10, episode 15, and we've got some news, teasers, and speculation about what's to come. This is The Broken Dead. Hey, this is Dylan.
I'm Chris.
I'm Quin. Hi. Sorry. I was holding that. I was like, well, I can't. Well, wait. Okay.
All right. So thanks for joining us today, whether you're new to the show or returning. We're glad to have you along for the ride. And we hope that you'll join us usually live every Sunday that there's a new show, which will be a while now. We don't know when, but Sundays at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And please like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon.
Ding.
Hey, there we go. So you know when we drop a new video, and podcast listeners, please leave us 5 stars in a podcast app, and check out the website at www.broken.picturesandno.com.
Nose.
Yeah. So, all right. Special notes. As you can see, we are trying to shoot this from home, and we are recording it because for whatever reason, I'm gonna have to call and chew out my internet provider because it is not working. We tried for like 30 minutes trying to get it to work, and we just decided to forego the live stream and just record it and post it later. So that it was either that or do it all by myself, and we went through too much trouble for these guys not to be able to be a part of it. So as you can see, they're working from home. Quin is talking to probably his wife or kid right now, but he's muted. So there's going to be fun stuff like that going on, just FYI. All right. So special notes. Yeah, there was that. Also, please obey your quarantine rules and don't spread this stuff around. Otherwise, there's going to be more.
Stay home.
For real.
Stay home. You dirty twitch. Stay home.
Is that like a...
Yeah, y'all. Stay home, please.
And if you're ordering food, tip your people.
With what money?
Thank you.
With what money?
Yeah.
Well, then starve. Eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches or ramen noodles if you can't tip your people. All right? That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, if a pizza costs $10 and all you have is $10, don't order the pizza because, I mean, tip people.
Right?
They're out there risking getting coronavirus from several people a night. You could at least tip them. I mean, come on. 20% is good. More is better. So it's just, that's if you've ever worked wait staff or delivery or anything like that. Come on.
And your money probably has corona on it anyway. Give it away. Give it to us. We'll take it.
Oh, the money. I got you. I was like, I don't want corona.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I have my corona mask. That way, everywhere I go, I'm going to look cool. That was a dad joke. I saw it in my girl's room and I was like,
Gotcha.
I have a mask. So you're behind me now. And Quin, you look like you're prepared for anybody that might try to give you coronavirus as well, huh?
Yeah, this is what happens. One of my
get the Michonne. Get the
it's Quin Shown.
Yeah, the Michonne shave. All right, so yes, we are streaming from home, and Quin, I believe that is yours for the spoiler alert. If you would kindly do your beautiful voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, all those who are still watching, if you have not seen the episode, this is your last chance to leave because this is your spoiler alert. Shay's looking at me and she's making me blush.
If you've ever seen a black man turn red.
But yeah, that's a spoiler
really
alert.
Red yes, spoilers coming up. And so also the show is rated for TVMA. So I mean, but it's cable TVMA, so there's not going to have F-bombs and stuff like that in it, or it's not the same TVMA as like say Game of Thrones or Westworld, but whatever you see on the show, whatever you see or hear on the show, you will probably see or hear on this show as well. It is rated to whatever show we are covering. So if you can endure it through the show, you can endure it with us. So, and plus sometimes we have to make quotes or read things or show things. So, I mean, bear with us. Anyways, all right. So, Walking Dead universe news. Of course, tonight was our makeshift finale, pseudo finale, or finale-ish, I guess. So this will be the last one, and until we get our actual finale. And man, it sucks, but it is what it is. So let's just try to make the best out of it, and like we do, you know. So
can we just talk about how a show about a virus that infects people is on pause because of a virus that's infecting people?
I know, right?
Irony.
Yeah. And there's a meme going around. It's like, dear Lord, if we do get zombies out of this virus, please let them be Walking Dead zombies and not World War Z zombies, because I can't run very fast.
What? I don't got time for World War Z zombies. Walking Dead zombies all day.
I love World War Z. That movie is awesome. I love that movie, but I would not survive in that world. Like you've got to be like an MMA fighter or something crazy, or a long distance runner or something to survive in that world. It's insane.
Not even that. Like if you're in a city, like that's it. Y'all remember that scene when they were in Israel and like they were just piling on top of each other to get across that wall?
Yeah.
To get over that wall? Yeah. That mess is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
If your name ain't Hussein Bolt, you're not living.
For real. So like there's a little Easter egg. I don't know if somebody made it or it's actually in the poster or the cover work for the DVD and everything. Like, you know how it's like got the helicopter and then they're stacking up toward the helicopter and there's like a couple jumping off or whatever. Apparently there's a little cat in there, like of the ones like jumping toward the helicopter or something. But I haven't checked on my Blu-ray or whatever, but I've seen it online. I don't know if it's for real, but that's hilarious. Somebody had jokes. But yeah, so let's get back to The Walking Dead. Let me see. Excuse me. I don't know if you could hear that. I just burped. I was trying not to do it out loud. But yeah, the finale's been pushed back, so we're making do with what we got. And so we only do episodes after new episodes. So we will come back when the finale comes back. But as of right now, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm game to do the new show World Beyond, and then do that one as an after show. But I don't know about these guys, or it's still up in the air. But if you'd like to see that, let us know. And if you guys are game, we'll do that.
Look, as long as I can stomach it better than Fear the Walking Dead, I'm in.
We might just do it just to make fun of it. Because, I mean, there was a time, I think Quin, you were here, like after Carl died. And man, it was nothing but just like railing on The Walking Dead after each episode. And it was hard to do. It was hard to do. But yeah, and Lydia, when Lydia was here, man, she did not hold back. She's got a hot take on everything. Like we should have done a segment that was like Lydia's hot takes, because she would rip it to shreds. Yeah. So it's hilarious. So all right, let's get into let me read the episode. Season 10, episode 14, titled, let me do my best Quin, The Tower. I can't get low enough. The communities prepare for the final battle of the Whisperer War. Meanwhile, Eugene's group encounters Princess. That's my best Quin impersonation. All right, so that's the episode we're into. What do you guys think? Rate the episode. Quin, you always go first on The Walking Dead.
Okay. So I'm gonna give this episode 9 minefields out of 10.
Fair.
There was one thing made this episode a 9 and not a 10, and it was the fact that the walkers started talking. And I know it's from Beta's point of view, but I'm like, oh no, y'all saying I'm missing me. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5. Beta's lost his mind. This whole season, like since the Whisperers have come in, has been nothing but a big mind trip.
Yeah.
A lot of psychological stuff going on.
I love it. Yeah. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna ding it. I'm gonna give
y'all see that?
the lights flickering.
Oh God, I'm scared. Oh.
Oh, is that your actual lights at your house flickering?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
The spirits don't like you.
Okay, I'm good.
Dissing on The Walking Dead. So I'm gonna ding it and give it an 8. Even though I'm gonna say a 9. I really did like the episode. There was a lot of good things about it, but I'm not gonna give it a 10 because of the whole finale debacle. I mean, I just can't help it. I'm mad. I'm mad. Like I get it, but I don't get it because it's like why can't, like, I have everything. I could edit that in the garage, my garage right here, and which is where I'm at, by the way. And but so why can't they do that off site? I don't understand. I get that it takes longer, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there, so I don't know. I'm just being pissy. So
I think it's because World Beyond premiere got pushed back first, so they pushed this back just like last week. But I think
it was so
this,
last minute.
Yeah, I feel like it's just because it goes right into World Beyond somehow, and they don't want to like do it and then leave everybody hanging off for months. So then
yeah. I wish they could give us like an estimate, like June or May or something like that. I mean, because I mean, as far as like right now, like this coronavirus thing, like they're saying that it might even be like different people are saying different things. Like it could be June or it could be a year until this thing goes away, or we'll have another another outbreak pop up in the fall again. Like, I mean, there's some crazy talk out there. But not to get into that, but I mean, as far as it relates to when we will get production back or we'll get the finale or any of that kind of stuff, like just as a Walking Dead fan, I know there are more important things in the world, but from this point of view, I'm pissed. I want my finale, especially as good as the episodes have been lately.
Look, if I have to be an essential worker, they can be essential workers.
It is essential I get my finale.
What? They get paid more than I do, and I'm out here get rest. Get out there and give us entertainment.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like, I mean, I'm gonna say it. You guys, like, people saying, oh, those people shouldn't be getting paid minimum $15 an hour, but they're essential. I mean, come on.
Essential.
Yeah.
Which means we're important. Without us,
it'd
be nothing.
You guys are carrying the economy right now, as millions of people are out of work. So, anyways, this is escapism from all that, from the real world. So let's not get into that, even though the virus thing is very, very closely related ish. So, anyways, there's a lot of crazy stuff in the world right now. Anyways, let's get on The Walking Dead, because this is not about what's happening in the world. We are not a news program. All right, so, yeah, let's get into it. Oh, I did want to say, as far as like in the Walking Dead universe, there were a couple reveals on the Talking Dead. Shoot, I didn't watch the Talking Dead tonight either. I got busy trying to get. So there might be other things. They might give us a date. But last week I missed it, and Ryan Hurst was talking about Beta's backstory, and he was saying that the T-shirt. Remember the guy with the T-shirt, and then the face he was wearing, that was actually a fan of his, and the guy he was saying Beta's backstory. He said that right after the apocalypse, he ended up having to like protect his family or something against this guy, and he ended up killing him. Because, right after the apocalypse, people were killing people for the very first time and all that kind of stuff. And now it seems normal. But so it was like his first kill. And then come to find out the dude was wearing like one of his concert shirts. Like he was a fan of his. And so it messed him up. And that's when he went crazy the first time. So, and that's when he took his face. That's why he took his face. Because that guy, when Alpha was there, and that guy was in there and he wouldn't let anybody touch him and all that kind of stuff. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag maybe, but yeah. So that dude was one of his fans, and it really messed him up. That because he used to be a huge legend and did a lot of good in the world apparently, and he ended up having to kill one of his fans, and it messed him up. And so that was the face and the shirt that he was wearing, which is pretty cool. Also just a funny little tidbit. Remember the whole sock issue with Negan and Alpha? Like they were completely naked, but they were wearing socks. It's because Samantha Morton, who played Alpha, is terrified of spiders. And there was a story that Ryan Hurst told about him, like brushing the back of her neck. Scaring the mess out of her. So yeah.
Okay.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan was like, yeah, that's why.
That's still weird.
Yeah. And also just a cool little shout out that Samantha Morton gave, who did an awesome job as Alpha, by the way. She gave a little acknowledgement on there that she really hopes that the fans enjoyed her performance, because this character belongs to the fans. It belongs to the Walking Dead universe. And she did not, and that was the most important thing to her. So I just thought that was amazing of her. That is just the right mindset coming into something like this, where there's already established content and a fan base. And too many times we see content being made based off of, because there's a fan base and because there's already material, but then people don't honor that, and they try to do their own thing, and fans get pissed, and it ends up not doing well for those reasons, obviously. But so, yeah. I mean, that is one of my soapboxes. Quin knows. When we did the FOMO shit, it was like every week I was talking about that. So anyways, yeah, I just thought that was really, really cool and really mature and professional of her as an actor to have that mindset. So, all right. I'm going to try not to go scene by scene as I usually end up doing. But, yeah. So I just thought it was awesome that she called him a bunch of meanies. The princess. And the fact that she is all of us in isolation. She's like, I hadn't seen real people in a year. she's us. So, yeah. So she joined the party, which was super cool. And another. So the scene where y'all can jump in anytime, by the way.
Okay.
Quinn got really interested. Your face got really big in the scene. So the scene where the Whisperers are taking over Alexandria, there was another tomato reference. It's kind of like an ongoing thing. It's like the tomato represents Carl and his vision for the future, and there was a tomato smashed underfoot by a Whisperer walker. So that was another little.
The tomatoes represent the new world and growth of life, and they said, "Nah, we crushing that." Yep. Everybody died today.
FOMO Show.
And say this, Princess got some tears out of me.
Yeah.
Fucking love Princess. New favorite character of The Walking Dead. Calling it. If you kill Princess, we riot.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, she's one of those everyman characters
Hey,
that's just like,
look.
that's me.
If these lights keep flickering, I'm gonna have to leave.
It's a good thing it's not like a ghost story or something we're doing. That would be freaking. He's like, why would you say that?
No, if y'all see something pop up behind me, just let me know.
So Juanita Sanchez, aka Princess.
That's the character's real name or the actress?
That's the character's real name.
Okay.
Which the actor plays her is actually Puerto Rican, so
you could tell.
It works out. Yeah.
There's a certain attitude and flair that Puerto Ricans have that nobody else has. Like, yeah. I got some Puerto Rican friends in New York. They're awesome. So just don't call them Dominican. You do not call Dominicans Puerto Rican or Puerto Ricans Dominican. That is a big no. Just FYI for those who don't know. Oh yeah. So last week she on Talking Dead, she did like one of those blurbs where she was talking about her character and stuff. And man, I really enjoy the sincerity of the character, but the actress too. I cannot think of her name right now, but she's legit, man. Like I instantly started liking her. She was talking about how, like basically like the character is based off of herself when she was 6, like when she was just full of energy and everybody was telling her, you know, that she couldn't be like she was and she felt bad for it and all that kind of stuff, you know? And she said, you know, whatever you want to call it, ADHD or whatever, just that dealing with that kind of thing. And she said that when she found out from her agent and her manager that she got the part, she just started crying. And apparently she's a big crier because she was talking about how she was crying with her mom. She was crying with this person and that person. But she was with her agent and her manager and they told her she got the part. She started bawling and they were like, okay, are you crying? And she was like, yes, you don't understand how hard I've worked for this. So I was just like, man, I'm rooting for this girl. I'm rooting for her. I like her a lot. I followed her on Twitter too. She's super cool. But yeah.
What was I saying? I don't remember what I was gonna say. So since we're on Princess and that group, so in truth, like that whole a lot of the exchanges that they had, it's just taking lines right out the comic book just about. And the person that brings her back to Alexandria is Eugene. Nice. But the group is obviously a little different. Eugene was there, replaced Yumiko with Michonne, and who was at Ezekiel's place? But mostly the only two that really mattered were Eugene and Michonne. They went there, they found her in Pittsburgh, and everything's about the same as it was. And then after Eugene realized, this chick is kind of me, leading them on a whole wild goose chase and everything. He decided to
that caught me off guard. Well, I was not ready for that.
After Virgil, I'm not very trusting. Like I was like, man, I want to trust you, Princess, but at the same time,
yeah. But she's sincere, even though she lied and everything. It wasn't out of maliciousness. You know what I mean? It was because she wanted to spend time with them.
Yeah, she was just lonely.
Yeah,
And we've seen what happens when you go a long time with just yourself and you're lonely. You get the Negan and Alpha effect.
Mm-hmm. Or Beta.
Or you get the Morgan effect.
Yeah. Yep, that too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the Negan and Alpha effect than the Morgan effect. He was...
If we know nothing else from this show, it's that isolation is not good for people. As we isolate,
especially It shows us that white women can handle isolation better than black men can. Because
Carol didn't handle it too well.
handle it better than Morgan did.
She
And
had her
Virgil.
moments.
We saw freaking and Virgil. They both. They both had a couple of nuts loose.
Just a few.
That's one thing I love. I love about this show, and especially now that they're getting back to that root, is finding people at their worst, and through trust and community, seeing people fulfill their potential. Like that. I love that. That is like one of my core values. It's like I love that about this show. Yeah,
Me too.
Don't everybody speak up at once.
Yeah, but really the main thing I am looking forward to now that it's kind of there, like it really seems like they have gotten a new sense of vigor through the whole show, and everything, it feels like it just hits harder when stuff happens now. Mm-hmm. And the characters that they have on there now, the ones that have been here for a minute, they're getting fleshed out better. And the newer characters that come upon us, they are a bit of a different flavor than we've seen before.
It's almost like a soft reboot, almost. Like it feels fresh. It's not repetitive like it was in the beginning. You still have like some of the old characters, but a lot of new characters, a lot of new faces. And like their stories are, well done. Like even though some of them just like Magma. Was it Magna?
Magma. Yeah, Magma is igneous rock.
Yeah, Connie, like that whole group when they came in, like they just showed up. Yeah, already, characters that we love, characters that we enjoy watching. That we know enough about them. Mm-hmm. So it just, I don't know, it just seems like a real good reboot. Like they realize, we kind of got into like a rough patch where it kind of feels forced. Let's mix things up and do something new.
I agree completely.
Speaking of rough patches, Negan and Lydia, that exchange, I didn't expect to see this episode.
Yeah.
Negan up there trying to talk to her. Lydia's like, nah, get back, son. And then later on, she's just a bawling mess of, you killed my mama, but dang it, I like you.
Yeah.
Be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting. I didn't know what to expect from that exchange. If she was going to be mad or if she was going to be like Judith and be like, big deal,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I think like that's an awesome thing about Negan and his backstory, that he was a coach and he loves children, even though you wouldn't think, but that's kind of like one of his cornerstones. Like a Westworld reference though. That's his cornerstone. He went that extreme trying to save the world because he wanted to create a world that was safe, and of course he saw the wrong in that, and that's why he got with the program after prison. Instead of trying to restart his own thing, he realized that this is a better way. And saw that in Lydia, and actually was like somewhat of a father figure. I was thinking,
yeah,
it
really was. I didn't know what the second time Lydia came back around. I didn't know what was about to happen. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I pull out a fork like Michelle.
You know what though? That line that she hit him with, that a lot of us wish that you would have died with her. I felt that, like, dang, like Negan went through a lot. Like in the beginning, Negan, he was evil. He did a lot of messed up stuff. But now I feel like
was he evil though?
Yeah, he was a necessary evil.
I mean, all right. If you look at it on the other side, Negan, like in the Michonne other timeline, Negan was a good dude, and Rick's people just happened to come up and started messing with them.
Yeah, okay, and we seen what happened in Michonne's alternate timeline. She got a bullet to the face. So
yeah, they lost.
Again, they were bad. They were evil.
Michonne, evil. I mean, Rick's did the same thing.
Okay, so unprovoked, you have people on
they
their
showed
knees
up the satellite
with a
location
baseball bat.
Like, and that was like them. The little ring around the forest, head bashing was revenge. It was payback.
Retaliation. And we've seen Rick's group take revenge and retaliation too. Look, Rick is classic for like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. So look, I feel like with the governor though, we got the whole eye with an eye, and we see how that turned out, literally. So I don't know. I just feel like, if Negan should have just walked away. Like, people just need to understand that sometimes people die. You can't always get revenge for them.
True.
Yeah.
Get a whole lot of people killed in the process.
Like Carol.
Like super Carol. Real classic scene of that. Y'all, speaking of the governor, because it just popped in my brain, the family that he befriended that had the little girl, and like he made that little group go to war with Rick's group again because they had a tank, and that little girl ended up getting bit by a zombie hiding in the sand. And the mom came back, shot the governor, but then she was in a field of zombies, and she's like emptied out her gun and got swarmed and ate. Yeah, like... Revenge doesn't go well usually all the time in this world.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Revenge doesn't go well.
Yeah, because you don't think clearly.
The only time revenge went well is for Rick and Shane. When Rick got revenge on Shane for impregnating his wife.
That's true. It only goes well for Rick, apparently.
Only goes well. I feel like Michonne, Michonne got some revenge in. She did pretty well when she got her revenge cases.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Carol, she even put Rick in his place a couple times. Remember when he was covered in blood in the town square in Alexandria, and he's like, with his gun, and she come up and just whack.
Yeah. And then who else? Carol, she's not, she does well, but she gets people hurt and killed in the process. But she pulls through with her revenge after getting people killed.
Yeah.
If it's somebody for like someone she loves, she gets reckless with it.
Yeah.
Like, because when it was when they were captured in Terminus, she came up there strategically blowing stuff up, got everybody out, and no harm, no foul. We got out, and all the cannibals burned alive, except like 5 of them.
And speaking of, like, there was a lot of encouragement in this episode. Like the Kelly Carol scene where she was like, I understand the lone wolf is your thing. It's not a weakness. That's your strength. Like, lean into it and
superpower.
Yeah, for real. And make it, like, hone it, don't just let it be a raw strength, but hone it and calculate it, So, like, yeah, I mean, like I said, Carol, we're looking at a new Carol. What did I say last week? We're looking at Carol's turning over a new leaf. We're getting a new story arc for Carol.
Oh, speaking of somebody getting a new story arc, new leaf, Judith, she's really coming around a whole lot of just heartlessness. Like the way Daryl killed the girl in the forest, just in my mind, like, when they're talking, I'm like, I know Judith is like, he's not gonna kill her. Like, she's standing there looking all like nonchalant, like, they're just having a conversation. In my mind, I'm like, dang, Daryl is probably gonna shoot her in the head without warning. Next thing you know, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, so swift.
Yeah, that was ruthless.
I mean, yeah, Judith's main thing, I think, though, is because she was wondering, like, are we just gonna leave her here? Well, she had a family or whatever. And the Judith's thing is like,
those
my
people
mind,
don't have families.
She's thinking,
except for Gary.
She's thinking of the guy that she had killed, and she just left there because like Earl came up and it's like, come on, we gotta go. And she looked back, it's like, oh well, he's just dead now. So, and that's what she was thinking about,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and that was a sweet little moment when he was just like, "Hey, look, people are gonna leave, people are gonna die, but you got to know that everything that happens after is not going to be a heartbreak." And that's Uncle Daryl right there. And it seems like with messages like that, it was very, very consistent. Even at the very end, where you got the walkers talking, and they're saying faith and reward. That it seems like a very, very strong message from Angela Kang and the writers that, hey, stick with us, and you're going to get rewarded. And we're changing course. We're getting on path. Like, don't give up on us. That I was really feeling that message coming from the writers in this episode, especially.
Yeah.
It seems like every storyline in this episode was consistent with that.
My thing is, who is Beta talking to? Who is his voice in Beta's head? Like, he done lost his everlasting mind if he even had one to lose.
I feel like
and
it's the
why is his
fusion
voice so on point?
Huh?
So I thought like Quin was saying,
so on point.
Like, I thought that, like Quin was saying, that it was actually like an alpha, like a fusion thing happening. But like I said, he's got a new walker superpower, and he is hearing the walkers, and they're telling him where to go. And that's why the walker was talking to him, because he's hallucinating. That's why he's seeing all that. And he's apparently like, if they they stopped him mid tracks, headed to Oceanside, and was like, wait, don't go this way. So there's something crazy going on. He's not just nuts. Either it is an underlying skill that he has to be able to tell that something's not right, or, you know what I mean? Like tracking where he saw the broke stick and the cat. That's
there's like a natural sense of direction and thing.
Yeah. That's just being manifest as his hallucination, but still, like, I mean, it's working for him. So
he found him.
Yeah.
And
it's
now,
working too well.
And now we know what the tower was referencing. The tower wasn't referencing the windmill necessarily, but where they actually are, which is an abandoned hospital.
You know, if I'll start losing my mind and I start hearing voices, I'm gonna listen, because clearly it works.
I mean, maybe
help me find my innocence.
Maybe that's the point of the apocalypse. It's like why everybody's going crazy. Why should they resist going crazy? Maybe they should just let it happen, and that's actually where they're being close to the dead. The dead is trying to speak to them. I mean, it's an alien spore, right? So maybe it's aliens.
You gotta welcome crazy.
Aliens.
You know, speaking of, so I know I mentioned this before to record it, but I had seen that the creator, you know, he said the whole reason that they're called walkers and biters and all these other things except zombies is because in the world of The Walking Dead, zombies don't exist. Like how in our world we've had like TV shows and movies and like books and everything where they never had that. So like the concept of zombies was never a thing in the world of The Walking Dead, which is why they don't refer to the walkers as zombies.
That works in a comic book, but when you start getting the medium into different things, like I don't know. Anyways,
yeah, because
it feels too real to me.
Even in the writing, like they still, like the creator still, like he calls it a zombie show, but they never use zombies throughout the show, but they refer to them as zombies outside of the show.
So that you know what universe that you're in.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, thank you for that piece of information. Now,
interesting.
Who else? Snap!
Before we get before we get off of the Daryl Judith thing, like, where do you guys see this going? Because we did kind of get a little resolution after that, so maybe. But I was thinking, like, when you first said it about Judith about to get ruthless, I was thinking maybe she's about to have that Carl episode where he, got ruthless and
just shot that kid in the face.
Yeah, straight up killing folks. Maybe she would interpret that as like it's okay to be like that, just as a kid trying to process things. I don't know. But she is grown man Judith, so maybe she'll process it as an adult.
I think it's either going to be that or she's going to be kind of how Carl was before he got killed. Well, before he got bit. Like, wanting to inheriting the dream and all that.
I just don't know. So I feel like something's going to happen to Daryl, but I don't know what. Because if you think about it, Judith has the gun, she has a sword, and she has the hat. The only thing she's missing is the crossbow.
She needs, like, everybody. She's
picking up her tracking skills,
item or skills from somebody. Yeah, she's about to get them tracking skills.
Yeah, she's eyeballing his spot. And he straight up told her, was like, you got to be strong because these people are going to need you when you get older. So he was like they're conditioning her to be the leader, to be the next Rick.
Yeah. But she said something to me that if I was Daryl, I would have felt uncomfortable. She said, I want to be just like you in case something happens so I can protect everybody. Like, hold on, wait, what you mean? I'm always going to be here. What's going to happen to me? Like, you plan on getting rid of me?
Under his breath, have a contract.
3 years ain't up yet.
It'll be so lovely to see somebody on the show to say, the producers want to get rid of me? What? Nothing. Like,
yeah, I mean, Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride have that 3-year contract that they could go on. They could appear in spinoffs or whatever. But I mean, I think that's why people were thinking that the season was going to end after next season, because that's when their contracts end. But if things go well on these new spinoffs and the Rick movies and all that kind of stuff, then they'll probably just re-up, unless they're tired of it. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, you know what? If The Walking Dead continues in the direction that it's going, then I say keep going. Because like I said, in the beginning, it got boring, but now it's like it got a fresh new start.
Yeah.
And I could see them kind of like opened up new doorways for more stories that they're able to tell and more directions and everything. So I feel like they could go for a couple of more seasons as long as they keep it at the pace that they're going and, keep spicing it up and not just keep being stagnant with it.
Yeah. I agree. What were you going to say, Quinn?
Go ahead. I got a yawn.
Oh, so I agree with what you're saying, because the past few seasons, it seems like most people were complaining that it was too big. There was too many people. They missed the old days, and Daryl even said that. It was like, I miss the old days. It reminds me of the old days. We're out here tracking, and it was just us, the old gang. Remember? So that I think that's the writers giving a nod to the fans. It was like, hey, we hear you, and we're moving that direction, because they've already they're knocking out the communities fast. They're knocking out excess characters fast, and they're whittling it down to getting back to that. And I don't know, it's exciting to me to see them move in that direction. Even though I know we've got the big communities coming up, but we'll see where that goes.
Remind me, I know Gabriel's voice was heard over the walkie-talkie multiple times, but was Gabriel actually in the episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because remember that when Eugene needed to go for the run, and he was talking to Kelly, and she was showing him sign language.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. That was. Yeah, it's like, it just seems like this episode, there was a lot of people that was kind of like put in the background. Like we saw like Rosita, like we saw everybody, kind of like in passing, but it's like it was really like focused on like specific, like what, 4 or 5 characters.
Yeah. The key characters. I mean, like, speaking of, like, Gabriel is one of those characters that came from a horrible place and is now just like uber badass. And has really just risen to the occasion and become one of the leaders on the show and somebody that everybody loves to see on the show now.
Yeah. That's very much true. He was a coward.
He was.
He was garbage.
Yeah, he was.
him and Eugene were both on that level of should
Mhm.
we shoot you now or just leave
Mhm.
you to die?
Yeah. And that's awesome that they're not, and that's what makes their group lovable, is that they take on quote unquote dead weight, people who don't really have a whole lot to offer and are seemingly making it worse on everybody, dragging them down. But they give them a chance, and they end up having a chance, even especially Eugene, like over seasons to prove himself. Like, I mean, I remember when he was like working with Negan and everybody's like, time for him to die. And now he's
Yep.
super cool again.
Yeah. And it's just crazy to me because what was I gonna say? One thing I don't understand about The Walking Dead is like they're so quick to introduce characters just to kill the character right off.
Yeah. It's like sometimes they just need people to kill.
Yeah, like Sadiq. I know this is old, but like going back to Sadiq and everything, like they introduced him just to give him, make him Rosita's baby daddy, and then kill him. Like what? Like
he was there
saves,
for several seasons, wasn't he?
He was there for a minute, yeah.
Like
Sadiq?
2-3 seasons, yeah.
And it's one of those kills where it's like he's a character that you've gotten like attached to. You got to know his story, and sad ending.
I thought Sadiq died like the season, like that's that next season after he got introduced, after Carl found him and everything.
No, because
it's been a few seasons since then.
It was in the middle of the first season with Negan, I think.
Right?
It was like 2 seasons
ago. It's been a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, I see,
was
I see
this
what you're
season
saying.
9 that Carl died? 8? I don't know.
Some of the Alexandria people, like Spencer, were there shortly, or even his mom. I didn't. Oh shoot, who's? What is her name? Who's Deanna? Yeah, it's Deanna. I had to say who's Deanna to remember her name.
What happened to the people of Oceanside?
They're still over there, just chilling.
I would think that they would have communication, like walkie communication, and they would be aware of what's going on, but I don't know.
Well, the walkie's been messing up this episode, so that is one thing that.
Well, see, and the other reason I asked is because whenever at first, whenever the whispers were moving, it was like, oh, they're headed in the direction of Oceanside, just like we predicted. Like, were y'all right? Like, was there a trap or something? Like, because they said before they got ambushed. Before they got ambushed, they were talking about, oh, you really think this is gonna work? It's like, it has to, doesn't it? Like they had like some kind of trap, like something prepared.
Yeah, it did sound that way with Aaron and Alden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, they had Alexandria empty. They had enough time to get everybody out to go to the secret hospital, and now they were waiting, but obviously Beta was like, "Nah, fam."
Yeah. Speaking of, where is this freaking hospital? It's obviously like overrun in the woods somewhere, but it's like, where's a tower of a hospital just in the middle of nowhere like that? I mean, like, I'm from a small town, and there's our hospital, like, it's wide and flat, but it's not tall at all. So I don't know. So maybe it's one of those rural communities off of DC that didn't bounce back. Suburbs, yeah. It's close enough to be a big hospital, but not close enough to have people. It's like the one of the what's one of the small towns around here that nobody likes. I was gonna say like Johnson or something. Nobody cares about Johnson.
Garfield.
Ain't nothing in Garfield.
Nothing.
But yeah, man. I just want to like. So, you know what's crazy? Just now I'm thinking about this. It's been a while since back in season, wasn't it 3, when the governor showed up, like after the farm, where everybody was split up. It seems like this is the first time in a long time that everybody has been kind of like split up off doing their own things.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely the first time like they've all been on the run like this before. I mean,
Yeah,
in a
because
while
like
anyway.
yeah, because after the farm and everything, you had Michonne and Andrea. They were off, together doing whatever they were doing, and like you just had like it was like different groups and everything. They were all split up until what? Didn't they meet back up at the prison, or like around the time of the prison they all came back together?
I don't remember.
So long ago, but still, like, yeah, this is the first time. It seems like for me, it seems like this is the first time since then that everybody's had their own story separately, doing their own thing.
Everybody slowly came back to the prison. Yeah, if they weren't already like at the prison together, they slowly got back there.
Yeah.
Like, and then after the prison, they were split up, and then they all found each other in Terminus, and then Alexandria.
Yeah, because for some reason I don't know why, but like with the group with Yumiko, Ezekiel, and Eugene, I just don't know. Something tells me like either Ezekiel or either Yumiko, one of those two, not gonna make it. I just have a feeling that one of those two won't make it.
I don't know. I've got faith. I think they're gonna be all right. I think.
Like Quin said before.
I mean, they didn't bring him along just to have the Princess King thing going on.
Yeah, and you know what? I like how he didn't even say like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go by Queen." Makes me sound pretentious. And he's like,
and Eugene almost busted him out too. He's like, I'm with the king.
He's like, I'm Ezekiel. That's who I am. Just Ezekiel, like. But I don't know, man. I just feel it because, like Quinn said before, this is The Walking Dead. This ain't a happy show. This ain't a show about happy endings.
I almost thought that it was gonna be the minefield that took him because they were spending so much time there.
See, I didn't think anybody was going to
take a step and then.
Yeah. See, I didn't think anybody was going to die in the minefield. Like, I don't know why. Like, I just didn't feel like. But when she first stepped out there and started counting, I was like, she's going into a minefield. It's like, why didn't this register in y'all head when she started walking and counting and watching her step that, hey, maybe she's doing this for a reason.
Yeah. Well,
and I kind of felt like they were just all over the place too.
Yeah. There was that moment when he said, he was like, remember he told Yumiko, he's like, hold on, let me see if I can help. And he went forward. I was like, oh, he's about to just go out there and say, hey, I'm about to die anyway, so let me clear a path, is what I thought at first, but apparently not. He's just like, he still wants to live.
Yeah. Ooh, I like whenever the zombie stepped out there and blew up, and then the head flew off and landed on the other mine and blew up.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that's perfect. They should just do that. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't pick up the horse's head and just chunk it out there. Is that too funny?
Because a horse is heavy. Horse is like 12.
It was just the head.
That's true. If they were close enough to throw that horse's head, they were too close to the mine. Because it's heavy. They were just like slung it, you know.
Yeah.
Unless they were like do one of those things where they hold it out and spin and just let it go.
Yeah.
Hold it by the ears or something. I don't know.
Poor horse. Oh, poor horse. That horse had no idea what happened.
It's a beast of burden.
At all. Like, that'd be the worst thing in the world. Just just blow up and you don't even know it. Yeah. That'd be horrible.
What else is there? What else happened?
Yeah, Aaron and Alden captured.
Yes,
that I as much as I don't want to see Aaron die, they're not out there to capture folks. They're not taking prisoners. He's out there to kill folks.
Yeah, I wonder if they're already dead. They killed him off screen.
No, surely there would be a riot. Like, people would be pissed if they killed him off screen.
Because Aaron, him and hey, you know what though? Because if they kill other dude that's with Aaron, who's watching the baby?
Mm-hmm.
The babies, I'm sure there are two, because there are. They're up there with
Adam and Grace.
Yeah.
Grace isn't a baby. Grace is older, and she's like Judith's age.
I'm talking about I'm talking about Adam. I'm talking about the Whisperers baby that he was watching, that the guy with Aaron was watching after the two old people got killed.
Well, probably Rosita because she can breastfeed.
Yeah, but Rosita's probably gonna die. I don't see Rosita living much longer. I'm sorry.
She's at least gonna make it through this.
Maybe it depends on how good her Netflix show does. Because she's playing Selena, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's playing who?
Selena.
Talking about the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a Netflix series where she's playing Selena. At first I was like, and then I saw the teaser where, and I don't know if this is actually her singing or not, but I hope it is, because please tell me you're not casting somebody Selena that can't sing. But I mean, the teaser, I was like, okay, because they didn't show her face for a long time, and they in the teaser, and they were trying to convince you that this is Selena, and you couldn't really tell if it was actually like footage of Selena or footage of Kristen Serratos, but then it was Kristen Serratos, and then at the end it was like presenting Kristen Serratos as Selena, and she was already, it was kind of weird, but yeah, I liked it though anyway.
I wonder if Jennifer Lopez is mad about this.
Surely not. She had
she's Jennifer Lopez.
That movie.
Yeah, but she was Selena.
That movie's untouchable.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie. What?
That was like the movie that made Jennifer Lopez.
It's definitely.
Yeah. I am Jenny from the block. Okay. I'm sorry.
So why do you think that Judith didn't tell Daryl about Rick possibly being alive?
That's a good point. I wish
I don't
she had.
know where.
Well, maybe she was afraid he'd go.
That too. I feel like that's another reason, but I also feel like I don't think anybody else knows Michonne's gone. I don't think she's told anyone Michonne's gone. That's the main thing, because Daryl was trying to talk to Michonne. It's like, hey, Michonne, are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah, dang. Okay. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, Judith got secrets.
Yeah.
So, do y'all think that we're going to see, well, I mean, this is jumping, ahead to the whole world beyond, but y'all think we're going to see
we'll get into that in just a second. Let's wrap this up. One other thing I wanted to mention is that Dog is back and he's safe. They actually showed Dog, and also Cat made an appearance. So there's cats finally. Like, when was the last time we saw cats in the apocalypse? Apparently they all been living in this building.
Right, we got cat dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs.
We got cat dog.
That was a crazy show.
Nobody look at dog.
Well, I would like to see like a pack of like wild dogs, like, not like zombie dogs, but it's like they ate for a while. They hungry. They a little riled up. Can we see some vicious?
We haven't seen many. Yeah, we haven't seen any like wild animal attacks like that. That's something we've talked about on this show before. Is just like the hog population would be incredible. Like the wild hogs would be insane. They would take over. Like in our state, in Arkansas recently, they had like the government had to round up like wild hogs and killed like 3 of them just to get the population down because it was already growing too fast. And we're populated. You know what I mean? It's like, could you imagine where there's no society? And like even right now with coronavirus, where the cities don't have people on the streets and it's eerie and all that kind of stuff. There are reports that mountain lions and other animals are venturing into the cities again, like already. So, I mean, could you imagine? Like we've never seen a mountain lion on this show.
We're in Arkansas. Like, I'm sorry. Just think of deer in the street. I can't handle this.
I mean, we've seen deer in the street, but I mean, over there, I mean, think about it. It's like, I mean, even zoo animals that got out, like Shiva, So, I mean, we haven't seen chimps living in the wild. Like those populations would be massive, like be growing,
Dude, I would love for them to go into like the forest and there just be chimpanzees just swinging through the trees.
Yeah, I was like, we didn't see that. I ain't even heard.
What was that, Chris?
Probably not.
I was like, yeah, like ain't really heard no like real like off the wall animal type noises just in the distance. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Have I ever heard a bird chirping?
The only time we hear animals or
Are they
see
even
animals
birds
is like
left?
when they're going to be ridden or eaten, pretty much.
Or if
Right.
there's like a massive attack coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I said, all animals. Like, where do we get all these horses, but we don't see no other animals? This ain't making no
There's
sense.
tons of wild horses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like there should be tons of wild dogs, tons of wild cats.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen wild dogs before.
Yeah,
When,
they got ate when they were lost.
Yeah.
yeah. Like when Negan was out on his own, he got attacked by a pack of wild dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what about squirrels? I think that would be the
Squirrels.
craziest thing in the world. Yes, what? Squirrels are
Daryl
scary.
keeps
I just don't understand.
Daryl keeps that population in check.
You're right. He does. Daryl does seem like a type that'll go squirrel hunting.
Oh, they've shown him squirrel hunting before.
He probably did that before. Yeah, but he probably did that before the zombie apocalypse. Him and Merle were probably out. They seem country enough to do some stuff like
Tree
that.
rats. I love squirrel though. Squirrel's good. But yeah, in over there in England, they call them tree rats. In London,
I was
They
about
don't-
to
they
say
don't eat
tree
squirrel.
rats. I really
They don't
was about to
they
say
don't eat
tree
squirrel.
rats.
Let's see. What was something else? Let's see. Aaron and Alden. We covered the princess, the bikes. So apparently they're headed to the meeting on bike now, which that was kind of funny that it turned out to be bicycles and not cars.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which I would have been surprised if it was a car. I was thinking, like, dang, where she get fresh gas? Does gas get old? Hey Google,
know.
does gas get old?
it does. It does
Yeah,
because
so-
like if you got your lawnmower, remember you got to put that stuff in there over the winter time to keep your gas from getting bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it was all like I was thinking about that. It's like,
And if it's not contained, it would just evaporate over time.
yep.
I don't
So
know.
I was just going through my mind, and then she opened it up, and it's like, bicycles, those do exist.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When was
Cardio.
When was the last time we saw a bicycle on this show?
Never, because that was a bad idea before.
Right.
But in
Oh.
the
Could
city,
you
she
imagine
basically
trying to
has
run from-
cleared
But
out.
I mean, it's
Probably
quiet.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't protect you from
Yeah.
a walker, but I mean, it's quieter than a motorcycle. Daryl
Like, could you
Like-
imagine trying to?
riding his motorcycle from community to community, and not having a trail of walkers behind him is kind of ridiculous.
Phenomenal. Yeah. Fight or die.
Daryl on a motorcycle there too. So yeah, I guess that's all I've got for the episode. Oh, Eugene heard her say she had candy, so they're probably going back to get supplies first.
And when she said that, I was like, oh yeah, she's supposed to Eugene. They finna go get that candy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what though? She has that big gun with her. She said that she knows where to get more guns.
Yeah.
So really,
And
it's
she
not like Michonne
mowed
left for
them
no
down.
reason.
Dude, maybe because remember. Okay, let's get into next on The Walking Dead. Okay, so next on The Walking Dead, episode title is A Certain Doom, and we don't have a description as yet, as far as I know, but it's called A Certain Doom. So I don't know what that's alluding
Doom is upon
to.
us.
Yeah, it's pretty ominous.
Yeah.
So maybe, remember my theory last week where I said that they're going to meet Stephanie, and Stephanie is that they're going to be a good community, and Stephanie is going to send Ezekiel back with her people to have him go to the hospital, and then they are going to come in and say, hey, when we help you, there is a description, because remember I read it like last week, and it said something about new
The
borders.
new borders.
Yeah, new borders
Yeah.
that they're trying to figure out this.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But yeah, so I remember. So yeah, my theory was that that this new bigger community would say, "Hey, we're going to basically, you know, assimilate you, and we're setting up the new borders and all that kind of stuff, and in exchange for wiping out the whisperers for you, right?" But I just had the thought, it's like, how fast did that ginormous gun she have wipe out? What are those look like? I mean, what kind of shells were those? That almost looked like, I'm not going to say it's a 45, but it's like those were massive. Like,
Yeah, they
They
were some
took out
massive
chunks.
shells.
Yeah, they were
Like-
taking chunks off the zombies.
yeah. Like I used to have a shell that was like this, and it was used like one of those World War II big Gatling guns off the helicopters, whatever. I don't know if it's World War II, but anyways, we were looking at a World War II plane when I bought it. It was like the Memphis Belle or something like that. But anyways, yeah, it was an enormous shell, and but yeah. So could you imagine if they had several of those? They could just mow the whisperers down quick. So they wouldn't even
Yeah.
need anybody to come in and take out the whisperers. So maybe like them finding the bikes instead of cars, you know, that's like a false positive type thing to get them to think, oh well, maybe her weapons aren't that good too, either. And then when they go get the weapons, it's like boom, all kinds of crazy
here's a
weapons.
rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be
Yeah, think
super
about
cool.
it. She probably has like a whole like gun store or, whatever, like just all to herself with all the weapons in it and everything,
Yeah.
like a whole gun safe locker type thing.
I don't know.
Because
Like, they don't carry those kind of guns in well, maybe a gun safe. Like somebody's got one in the city though. That's kind of, but that could be like a military cache. I'm betting that it's a military cache or maybe the National Guard or something like that. Came
It's
right in.
yeah, it has to be because
Yeah.
I mean we know from the beginning of the show we've been alluding to like previous seasons a lot this episode,
Yeah.
but we know from
Past
the
few
beginning of the
episodes.
show, yeah, when Rick went to Atlanta, like we know the military went to a lot of the not a lot, probably all the major cities.
That's
get 'em
right.
checked.
He was hiding out in a tank when
Yeah,
Glenn got him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
So-
could you imagine? Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't seen a tank in a while since the governor. Could you imagine them rolling up in a tank and just like, hey, Beta.
dude. Beta start acting like right real quick. Hold up, wait. That's an actual tank.
Yeah, his little voice would be like,
leave.
run.
Right.
My
Man,
God, run now.
Beta's very kill happy too.
Yeah.
Just call him Alpha. Over with.
Bro,
Yeah,
he
he's a
pulled out that
teenager.
knife and old girl was like, no, please.
Yeah, he was about to get her. He's about to gut her.
Yeah.
She got lucky.
So are we doing predictions for the next episode yet?
Yeah. We're on next on The Walking Dead. Yeah. So
I'm calling it Aaron and what's his name?
Alden.
Yeah, I'm one of them gonna die. I ain't gonna call both of them. I'm gonna say one of them gonna die, but they both could die.
Yeah.
One or both is gonna die. Like the next episode is gonna be their last episode. I'm calling it.
Yeah, both of them have children, so it's kind of like you don't want either one to die. Out of both of them, I would hope Aaron would live. But
Yeah. Oh, really?
don't
Out of both of them, I would hope that Aaron would die.
no, I want
Why?
Aaron to live. But
I want
Alvin's
Aaron
got
to die.
a little baby, and that baby's been changing hands quick.
Yeah. See, that's the reason I want Aaron to die over what's his name?
Alden.
Yeah, over Alden, because Aaron's been here, a lot longer already.
Yeah.
He doesn't had somebody. He done lost somebody. Like, dude, he lost it. Like,
They haven't done a whole lot with Aaron here lately either. But so this is slightly off topic, but he plays he is the new Red Skull in the MCU, right? Because the original one did not, he jetted. He didn't want to be a part of it. He bailed. So in Infinity War, so he is the new Red Skull. So there are rumors that the Red Skull is going to appear in Black
Widow or the Eternals.
Maybe no, I don't think it was the Eternals. There was a new one coming up, but he might be the Thor 4 possibly. That he could be the big bad because he's out in space now or whatever, and that they're going to have maybe it's not Thor 4, but anyway, the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in Thor 4 as well. But there are rumors that he's going to be a big bad in an MC movie coming up. If that's the case, then like Denai Guerrera, he could have to leave the show in order because of filming conflicts. Or he might be ready to just see his career go to a different place. I don't know.
If he does become Red, this is a whole separate thing real fast. If they are going to use Red Skull more, which I don't know why they didn't, like for the first, through the whole Infinity Saga, but that's a whole different thing. Then I feel like then he should just go ahead and leave the show. If they're going to use him more, if they're just going to use him for like some little quick bits like they did in Endgame and Infinity War, then I don't know, take a break somehow.
Did you say Fanny War?
Infinity War. I think it cut out.
That's not a family-friendly film. It's like the porn knockoff. So.
Oh, wait, you know what? Speaking of, this is completely off subject, but happy birthday to Robert Downey Jr. turned 55.
Yeah,
just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, RDJ.
Talking about MCU stuff. There's just, I mean, they might as well just merge the universes at this point because everybody is in both of them. So
madness of the multiverse.
Yeah. Speaking of rumors, upcoming, there are rumors that one, Eugene will die next episode, or two, Jerry will die next episode, and that's floating around because I can't think of his name, but the guy that plays Jerry shaved his beard off and posted it on social media.
He did. They killed him.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
But they filmed that episode a while back, though. So maybe I don't know. Maybe he's going to the new community and he gets a nice shave.
Because Rick did the same thing, and people thought Rick Browns were gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are the rumors going around. I really hope neither one dies.
They're basically the same character when you think about it. Well, now they are. Just Eugene. Like the same but different characters.
I don't know. They're different.
They're different, but they're the same. Like, I don't know. They give me the same feeling. I guess because, they're both big and different.
Well, I guess because both of them were like sidekick level type characters, and they're becoming not sidekicks, I guess. Eugene stopped being a sidekick a long time ago when Abraham left.
And they both have like a certain comedy they bring with them without actually trying to be funny.
That's true. They both are good at that. But the guy that plays Jerry is also the dad on Shazam. So maybe.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he's not like a major character, even though all the kids are now Shazamers. Shazamites? I don't know. They're all Shazams.
he said Shazammers, Shazamites. It's Shazams.
So I mean,
guys,
even if he had
my phone.
Even if he had a bigger role in the new Shazam, I don't think he'd leave the show for that. But your phone about to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up anyway. Any last words on next on The Walking Dead for the finale, the real finale?
No, sir. Just we'll see everybody then, I guess.
Yeah, let it be a 2-hour special finale. Let's get it.
I really hope that it's long, and that's why they're taking extra long to put it together. I really hope so.
I'm ready for the return of my baby Maggie. Let's get it.
For sure. Please. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna bring Maggie back, next episode is the episode to do that. So.
Yeah. Well, didn't they say that she's supposed to be having another episode in this season anyway?
I thought so.
She's supposed to be coming back.
It's like I think they confirmed it a while back, and then they just kind of like, oh no, it's up in the air. So like maybe they didn't want to let that out. I don't know, but who somebody said an episode or two ago that they had been writing Maggie and that they hadn't heard back or something. So they kind of like, planted that seed that she kind of knows what's going on.
Huh. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that conversation being had.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, if they were going to bring Maggie back, next episode is the one to do that and have it be like towards the end or whatever, because at this point they're going to have to wrap up everything or even though they said they're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, maybe that's the cliffhanger is Maggie shows up. I don't know. It's kind of like an after credits scene type thing.
Yeah, it's like, Maggie is also one of those people that if she was still on the show, like if she wouldn't have left, like a lot of issues that they're having with the Whispers, I feel like they're having because certain people aren't there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like Rick would have never just like let this go. Like he would have.
And Maggie definitely wouldn't let a lot of that stuff go.
Oh yeah, the Hilltop would still be there for sure.
Yeah. Like Maggie definitely stepped up and took the place of like the leader, like took the place of Rick, like real well. And I just don't know why she just didn't stick around to remain the leader.
And she got
an offer her own TV show.
Yeah. Well, no, she went to the TV show because they wouldn't up her contract. They had contract issues with her, and before they resolved it, she had already was like, all right, then, and went and got another show. And then the fan outcry and AMC was like, okay, yeah, we'll pay her more. Because even Corey Payton,
we see your value.
Like, pay the woman.
Yeah, because she deserved it. She deserved it.
She was one of the top characters, and plus that's another thing. When you mentioned Rick, they were setting up a huge conflict between her community and Rick, and they never got to fulfill that because of her leaving the show. Even though they did a little bit right before she left. Remember her and Daryl, like killing the Oceanside or letting the Oceanside people kill the saviors and stuff. But yeah, it got I don't know, but it didn't play out like we thought it was going to play out.
Yeah, I thought Maggie was definitely going to turn into like a villain, and then it was going to turn to like a big war between Hillside and wherever Rick was at.
Yeah, Civil War.
Yeah, I really thought that's where it was going to go.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see. But then they went and killed Carl, and everybody got pissed.
Yeah,
and that screwed up everything. Like the whole show went off the rails. But I think we're just chit chatting. So. Is anything else pertaining to the show?
I'm just ready for the next episode whenever it finally decides to air.
Yeah, and we'll post that online. Of course, you can follow The Walking Dead on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and they'll post that first, but we'll share it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. We hope that you will join us live whenever the show returns. And also, don't forget, tomorrow night, I don't know when you're watching this, but Monday nights at 10 o'clock, we do our Westworld coverage while that show is going on. Same deal. When there's a new episode, there'll be a new one of these shows. And I'm working on getting my internet situation fixed. So hopefully tomorrow night we will be live streaming. And things will be back to normal-ish, even though we're doing it like this. Also, please like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon. Thanks. So when we drop a new video, And podcast listeners, please leave us 5 stars in the podcast app and check out the website at www.broken.pictures.com. And appreciate, I was going to say, I have thanks and goodbye written down. I was going to say, and thanks, goodbye. But anyways, I'll see you next time. This is Dylan.
This is Chris.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You missed your cue, so felt like, oh, here I go. But no. This is Quin.
Quin digging in the
Y'all,
kitchen.
thank you for watching. Have a good night.
This is Quin getting a snack. He's getting a snacky. All right. See you guys later. Peace.
See ya.